You've done this again. You're standing directly in front of someone you've met before. Not once, not twice, maybe 3 or 4 times already. And still, their name is just gone, not floating, not slightly unclear, completely missing. And the worst part is, they clearly remember yours. So now, you're in that familiar situation where you're smiling, nodding, acting normal, while internally hoping the conversation somehow avoids the moment where a name is supposed to come up. You try to focus harder this time. You tell yourself, don't forget it again. But that almost makes it worse, because now your attention is split between listening and trying to remember something that already slipped away. And somehow, the more you try, the less it stays. Afterwards, you replay the moment. You see their face. You hear the introduction again in your head, like a scene you're trying to pause and rewind. But it never comes back in the exact way you need it to. And that's when the frustration starts, because it feels like something simple should not be this difficult. You can remember conversations, details, even small things they said weeks ago. But the name? Gone every time. But this isn't carelessness, and it's not bad memory in the way you think. What's actually happening is much more subtle. When you interact with someone you already know, your brain is not treating them as new information anymore. It shifts into a different mode. It focuses on context, not labels. You're tracking tone changes, facial expressions, mood, how comfortable the interaction feels, what has changed since last time. Your mind is updating a relationship, not storing data. So when the name is mentioned again, it doesn't get the same attention it got the first time. It becomes background detail inside a much bigger system your brain is already processing. There's also something deeper going on. The more socially aware you are, the more your attention is pulled away from small mechanical details. You're not just hearing words, you're reading meaning, behavior, intention. And in that kind of mental load, labels are often the first thing to drop, not because they're unimportant, but because your brain is optimizing for something else entirely, for understanding people, not tagging them. And that changes how this should be seen, because forgetting someone's name in this way doesn't mean you didn't register them. It usually means your attention was spent on everything that actually defines the interaction. The energy, the familiarity, the unspoken shift between meetings. The name was just the smallest part of the system. And if you want to change it, it's not about forcing memory. It's about giving your attention a single pause, long enough for the label to stick before the interaction moves on. Because memory doesn't fail in moments like this. Attention just moves faster than storage. And maybe the real realization is this. You're not someone who forgets people. You're someone who remembers everything about them, except the tag they came with. If you like understanding why you think and react the way you do in everyday situations, this is exactly the kind of content I'll keep sharing. You can subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one.